Alright, football fans, so a few days ago I dropped the AFC East preview. I figured it's the weekend, it's Sunday. Sunday is football day, so let's drop the AFC South preview. It's not going to be long. It's very early in the season, or very early in the summer, I should say. In fact, I just got out of the pool. Now, let's just get right to it. This division, look, I've not seen a division where the top two teams are so ridiculously clear and the bottom two teams are so ridiculously clear. Now, the Titans, I saw a lot of off-season chatter, yip-yapping about how they're not going to be as good as they were last season, about how the Colts are going to overtake them, and Carson Wentz, and we're going to get to that. And then the Titans went and said, how about this? Julio Jones. Huh? Kiss it, all right? That's it. End of discussion, although it's going to be close, and I will explain. The Titans will win this division. Now, I know a lot of people are thinking the Titans' defense, meh, not great. Now, okay, that's a fair point, except for the Colts' defense was top 10. No defense in that division ranked until you got to Tennessee's defense at 23. So, the point to that is that they don't play a lot of defense in that division anyway. Because the Colts got a good defense. They got a good defense, but it's not like, they're the 04 Ravens or something. You see what I'm saying? They've got a good, solid defense, especially comparatively in the division. And then you see people talking about how the Titans are kind of one-dimensional with the running game. Hello, Julio Jones. And don't sell Ryan Tannehill short. Do not sell him short. Especially now, Ryan Tannehill is always going to be good as his options. You see what I'm saying? And now, not only, I already had Derrick Henry, good enough. Now you got Julio Jones. Now, on 3rd and 4, the other teams aren't really going to know what the hell you're going to do. So I've got the Titans at 11-6. Now, go on to the Colts, because I actually also have the Colts at 11-6, and I will explain why I've got the Titans up in front. Rams, Titans, Finns, Ravens. Those are the first 4 games for the Indianapolis Colts. If Carson Wentz is anything other than completely ready, they could easily drop 3 of the first 4, and don't even talk to me about how, because they've got a good defense, they're going to win most of those games. That is a brutal first 4. And they play the Ravens again in Game 8. Or, excuse me, they play the Titans again Game 8. So they play the Titans both times they play them in the first 8 games of the season. That's why I have the Titans winning this division. I have the Colts also at 11-6, but I think Titans are going to sweep. Oh boy. The Colts fans just got triggered. I can feel it. But Carson Wentz, look, he had a really good year, a couple of nice years, and then not so much. And even his really good year, by today's NFL standards, is good. It was good. Okay? I'm not saying he wasn't good. But Phillip Rivers was pretty good for the Colts last year. All right? Carson Wentz, is he going to be a whole hell of a lot better? The hope, and this is where teams get into dangerous territory, the hope is that he returns to his former self. It doesn't happen all that often. You do see guys like Tannehill not quite do as well as they can and go somewhere else and do better. But it's very rare, it does happen, but it's very rare where a player flashes and then declines and then goes somewhere else and has that comeback, all right? It doesn't happen all that much, especially the quarterback position. I think the Colts are putting too much on their defense, which is good but not great, and a return for Carson Wentz to very good play. I wouldn't even put him in the great category. So I have them tied at 11-6, but I think the beginning of that schedule, especially playing the Titans twice in the first 8 weeks, I think the Titans are going to sweep that, because Tannehill has been in that system for a couple of years now. They're going to be rocking and rolling, and especially early in the season, Henry will be fresh. Okay? You hear what I'm saying here? I think 11-6, both teams. Titans win the tiebreaker because they win the head-to-head. They sweep the Colts. All right, Jacksonville. Trevor Lawrence, Urban Meyer, Tim Tebow. Now, that said, I got you with 4 wins. I'm giving you 4. It's tough at the bottom of this division because with Jacksonville and Houston, you look at this schedule, and with Jacksonville, you're like, well, they play Houston. And with Houston, you're like, well, they play Jacksonville. Somebody's got to lose, though. You see what I'm saying? It's not 4 wins on the schedule there. So for Jacksonville, I've got you at 4 wins. There's some winnable games there. The reason why I have you at 4 and not lower than that, genuinely, is because I think, number 1, you probably sweep Houston. And number 2, the 4 might be low. I will grant you the 4 might be low. If Trevor Lawrence hits the ground running and Urban Meyer can get that whole, we've all seen it, right? With the new college coach comes in and you get that whole, the team is playing hard. The team is playing for the coach. It's the underdog team. I'm not saying they're going to be a 7 or 8 win team, but they might be able to eke out win 5 and win 6 later on in the season if they've got that whole rah, we're coming, and trying to play better mentality. It could happen. It does happen sometimes. Now, don't get carried away there, Jags fans, because you've got Trevor Lawrence. You're good. But, yeah, the Urban Meyer thing, again, it doesn't happen all that often where college coaches come and try to do the same thing in the pros, and it works out, all right? Jimmy Johnson was an exception there because he was running a pro-style program at the University of Miami. So I would not be sold on Urban Meyer, even if the Jags start off, they win 2 of the last 3 games and sneak 6 wins in. I wouldn't be sold on him just yet. That's still just 6 wins. You see what I'm saying? Him taking that team to making the jump to being one of the better teams in that division is a long, long road. And it's got ice and oil slicks and gators and roadkill all over the place. So just be happy you got Trevor Lawrence. Enjoy that. And who the hell knows what you guys are going to do with Tebow. All right, Texans. At no fault of your own. Not so good. Now, I'm going to put the Deshaun Watson thing over here for a half a second. Tyrod Taylor, this is interesting here, okay? Because Tyrod Taylor in his years in Buffalo wasn't that bad. He wasn't that good, but if you look at his stats, he wasn't that bad. It wasn't like he was throwing 10 touchdowns and 12 interceptions. Go look. He was serviceable. Now, obviously, he's not going to be Deshaun Watson, and this team didn't win a whole lot with Deshaun Watson, so what's going to happen? Drama is never a good thing. But I've seen some previews where they think Houston's going to either lose all the games or only win 1 game. Tyrod Taylor's not that bad. I think they could legit start off 0-8, 0-9, but I think they'll pull up. I've got him with 3 wins, and just like Jacksonville with 4 is a little low, Houston with 3 might be a little high. That's going to depend on the head-to-head there, obviously. If Houston can sneak one against Jacksonville, those numbers might flip around a little bit. The thing with Houston is that the whole thing with Watson. Now I'm reading where they're talking about his trials won't even be until like the summer of 22. So they're pretty much, this season's going to be a wash, right? He's not going to play this season. It doesn't look like there's going to be any trade going on. And the NFL, what I'm hearing is that, what I read, is that they'll put him on the exempt list. So he'll actually get paid to sit and do nothing this year. And then after his trials, if he's found guilty, then the NFL would suspend him in 23 as a result of the convictions. So who the hell knows if that guy's coming back, if, when, or ever. So Houston, I feel bad for you guys fan-wise because you've got a mess on your hands. And when you're a fan of a team, you don't control what the players do. And you figure you got Deshaun Watson, let's build, and then not so much. And now the whole thing is a disaster because nobody knows which way they're coming and going, and Tyrod Taylor's not your long-term answer. So you don't know if it looks like Watson's not going to be back next year. You got to draft somebody, and it's just a mess. I just feel bad for that entire franchise because it's not, it's Deshaun Watson. It controls Deshaun Watson and nobody else. So I got you guys at 3 wins. That could be high. It could be high by a game. But the 0-17 talk. Come on. They're going to win a game, maybe 2. All right. But that's about it. All right, so that's my take for that division. Obviously, it's a two-team horse race. I'm sticking to my guns there, too. Look, I know Colts fans feel like they've got a very, very balanced team, and they do. They do. But balance, you have to do something normally exceptionally well in the NFL to win big. And with the beginning of their schedule, I'm not sold on Carson Wentz. If he comes out and he's balling like he did the first year in Philly, okay. But how many guys have we seen come out that look great, and then good, and then good, and then not so much, and that's it. They had that flash year, and then people keep waiting. They hear that name, they keep waiting. I'm not sold there, Indianapolis. I'm not sold. So, Titans 11-6, Colts 11-6. Titans sweep. They win the division. But I do think the Colts will sneak in. I do think the Colts will sneak into the playoffs, pending what happens in the AFC East if the Patriots lose enough games. Because Miami and Buffalo are getting in. And that's my take over there. So, all right, guys. Appreciate it. Like, share, subscribe. All right? I know you hockey guys have subscribed, but if you're new to the channel watching football, I'm going to be doing Dolphin recaps. I'm going to be doing Monday Night Football recaps. I'll be doing some Thursday night if the Panthers aren't playing, the Sunday night games if the Panthers aren't playing. You see what I'm doing. So if you haven't subscribed and you're an NFL fan, subscribe button and share the video. I really appreciate it. And I will see everybody, if I don't have a video out tomorrow, 1 hour before Stanley Cup Finals Game 1 tomorrow, which I think the game is at 8. So the live stream will be 7 o'clock Eastern Time. I'll see you tomorrow.